listening to this in real time. I wanted to share a manifesting concept with you guys that became super clear to me. So, God, I had an amazing manifestation this morning. Or meditation this morning, which is going to lead to a manifestation because it was just so much my reality. I was like in it, surrounded by it, and just in the vibration of it. And that's what attracts things to you, is when you're already in the vibration of it, and then it's a vibrational match, and then it shows up. So it just became super clear to me. And I'm so grateful to Garen Jones, who I guess lives in Austin. I went to his event last night. He's pretty well known, travels the world, speaking and inspiring. And his event was called Manifest. And he's an attractive black man, I guess, who used to model and, among other things. He has a beautiful story and a book and everything. And I was aware that I was such a vibrational match to his event that I was like, I have to go to that. And I did. And it was a beautiful energy. I felt so comfortable in that environment. I felt like I could just talk to anybody, and there was no pretenses and competition vibes at all. I just felt like we were all open and ready to, be inspired. And I felt so comfortable in my skin and so proud of how far I've come, and just so lit up, within. And I loved that. And, it made me aware that, aside from anything he shared or said, the biggest gift that event was that he put us in a field of vibration that was high. And yes, it was co-created by us. And so we all benefited from it because we were a vibrational match, obviously enough to show up to the event and want to go. And he also led us there too, because he had the vibration. I could feel it in all of his materials, online, that made me want to go. And then we basically got into a vibrational field that elevated us. It was such a boost. It was so positive and inspirational that it was exactly what I needed. But isn't that funny that, even if he didn't say anything or share necessarily anything, at least that's how I'm seeing it. Just energetically, that was the biggest takeaway. That was the biggest contribution, is getting us in a field where, as a tribe, we raised our vibrations together and benefited from his offering that opportunity at the event, and, having that vibration himself. So then, this morning I was led to go into this amazing meditation where I was already living my dream life with my perfect match for me, man, and going into all that looked like. And it was like I was creating it as I was going, and I was speaking it too. So I was laying down, but I was claiming and speaking the new reality that I am claiming right now, and what it looks like, and what he's like, and what we're doing. And it was so beautiful. I wish I could have recorded it, because it was just phenomenal. It was such an amazing template of how to do this work of manifesting, because I was visualizing it, I was speaking it, invoking it, claiming it, creating it in the now moment, in present time. And I could tell, all my angels and guides and higher self were all there. I felt them all around me. They were totally enhancing it. I felt a lot of light all around me as I was doing it. So it was really potent. And I was like, whoa, this is really happening right now. And I am manifesting this and calling this in. And this is super powerful. And I was able to see so much because I have that ability to see things, to perceive things, and into the future and manifest and stuff. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's very esoteric, and I'm extremely intuitive, psychic, whatever you want to call it. And so as a Pisces, I was just like, wow, this is super powerful. I've got to share this with everybody because it reminded me how powerful it is to get into the vibration of where you want to be. And so I'm going to explain a couple subtle things here that are really key when you're doing your manifestation work. And I want to thank Garen for reminding me about a few of these because I did incorporate them. So one of them is what Garen reminded me of, because he was using things like drumming, dancing, singing, voice, sound as ways to anchor in the manifestation on a deeper level, and kind of like almost anchoring it into more dimensions than just if you're, say, just thinking it. So I did incorporate that, and I kind of did after the fact. Like, I did the whole voicing what I was calling in and what it looks like and how it feels, and like I was actually living it. And then afterward, I anchored it in by doing some movement and by using my voice through breathing, toning, just to kind of like add to what I had just created through thought, I guess, or visualizing it, and then wanting to anchor it in with my voice, with my body, with my breathing. And I was like, I did the shaking exercise, because it's really good to shake. Some of you, this is maybe the first time you're hearing that one, but it's a practice where you shake and you literally can change and transform just through shaking your body, because they do it in Bali. I had a friend who actually did a whole workshop just on it, and they would shake almost like you're on a rebounder or whatever, but you're doing it for long periods of time, because then it's like the body heals itself through just shaking off anything that doesn't serve you, and it's like activating yourself, and it feels good. And anyway, I did some of that. It's like a good stress reliever. And what else did I do? Yeah, I used my voice, breathing. He encouraged to use dancing and singing, so I did some of that. I was twirling, and so I was like, just like activating it even more and like enhancing what I had already created, but anchoring it with all these physical things, because it almost like brings all that visualization and mental creation that I had just spoken to, and then brought it down into the physical world, into my body, by adding the breathing, movement, shaking, voice, singing, all that. So that was something that I added this time that I normally wasn't practicing as much. And he reminded me of that, and us of that last night, that that's part of it. So I think that's a really key point. And the other really key point that I realized in doing this meditation, because Spirit is so good to show me stuff all along the way so that I can pass it on, which is, okay, so this concept of when you're a vibrational match to something, it can't help but show up. It's just the way the universe works. It's one of those universal laws. So, but this is the thing. It's sort of counterintuitive, because when you're down in the dumps, you don't feel like a vibrational match to, say, meeting your perfect partner, because you're not feeling very attractive. You're down in the dumps, right? So it's like, well, how do I do that then? Well, that's where the practices come in, I think, around meditation and going into that dream life to elevate your whatever it is that elevates your vibration. And that's why. So I went to a conscious singles event also a couple nights ago, just to see what it was like, and what Austin is doing. And love and relationships is my field of study, so I'm always curious what other people are creating. And so I, well, and also just to meet people too, because I am new to Austin. And then, well, I was going to tie that into my concept, but I don't want to lose my original concept. But they were basically saying, and you've probably heard this before too, if you've been looking into how to manifest your soulmate, is that they say do things that you love, that bring you joy, like hobbies that you maybe set aside and aren't doing anymore, or things that you did as a child growing up that you loved that you just don't do anymore because you feel like you don't have the luxury or the time. And we all relate to that on some level. And they brought that same concept up again at Garen's event last night. And I was noticing at first, them bringing that stuff up. I was like, I'm not seeing the connect there. And yet this is what it is. When you're in your joy, you're the most attractive. And then if you're doing that thing that brings you joy, you're likely to be with other people who also love doing that thing, are in their joy. And then it sort of like magnetizes you to meet, more so your soulmate, because you're most attractive when you're in your joy. And I remember asking myself, because I've been going through some heavy stuff, I'm transforming all the time and always upgrading, and and so sometimes you have to process some heavy stuff, and like I don't always feel at my best, right? And I'm going through it, and I'm like, I'm not feeling at my best. I'm tired, I'm exhausted from the move, I'm going through a lot of acclimating to Austin and the city, more city-like life and stuff, and just not feeling like totally myself yet, and realizing that I'm not really at my best. I'm not really shining like I normally do because of all this. It's been hard on me, and realizing that that's not going to be as easy to attract someone when I'm not really in my best vibe. And so that's where those things come into play. If you're doing things that bring you joy, that help you get to your best self and be in your joy and shine and really glow, and you're happy, because it's coming from within, you're taking care of yourself, you're doing things you love, you're more likely to attract what you want in your life, and it raises your vibration. So that's a key piece. It raises your vibration, and it makes you your most attractive, honestly. So that's why they say do things you love, and then you're also more likely to, attract someone that you love too in that space. And so that's why I was realizing, oh gosh, most of us, I think there's this kind of old pattern or program even, where we're just doing life, we're hanging in there, we might be tired, we might be not that happy with certain things around our life, we might feel like we're just in repeat mode. And when you're in that vibration, you're just repeating that vibration, because that's all you are in as far as vibrationally. You're just going to keep repeating the same vibration. If you want a better life, you have to raise your vibration so that your life naturally raises its vibration and starts looking different and starts looking better. And so I really got that this morning in my meditation. It's like, oh, God, if I'm just kind of hanging in there, and, then that's all I'm going to get, is that kind of low vibrational vibe from life itself. And life's going to show up sort of in that low vibrational place, because that's where I'm at. And so it's almost like a real encouragement to get into a higher vibration as soon as you can, so that you start manifesting better things and more of what you really want. You don't want to stay in that lower vibration. And so, like, if you're tired, go take a nap, go sleep, go catch up on your self-care, because then you'll be at a higher vibration and you'll be able to magnetize the life that you really want. So isn't that fascinating? It's so counterintuitive because I know a lot of us tell ourselves, oh, but I have to work. Oh, but I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that. Well, just realize that if you're in the have to vibe all the time, that's all you're going to get. You're going to just keep recreating that. And so it's like kind of almost an impetus or motivator to be like, okay, I better do something that raises my vibration that I'm enjoying so that I can shine and like raise because everything around you, they say we create our reality. So when your vibration is high, you're creating an amazing reality. When your vibration is low, you're not so thrilled about the reality that's showing up. You almost feel like a victim to it. But we have to take responsibility for what we're creating and the reality that we're vibing at, because that's what's going to show up. It's almost like a mirror. Like your life, your reality is a mirror of how you are feeling. Wow. So if you're not feeling so great, you need to start feeling good so that you can you can magnetize a life of feeling good. You naturally, not synthetically or through drugs or anything like that, but know the things that turn you on in life, whatever it is, hobbies or self-care practices. Like I love massage. Sometimes taking a nap totally reboots me and I'm like a different person because I was just running on empty. And like he mentioned things like drawing and running and like singing, the things that really turn you on, that are you're passionate about, that you would do for free because you love it so much. And for me, it was like, I love creating beauty. I love creating beauty through all different kinds of ways, like through fashion, through decorating, through helping raise people's lives into their next best version, and raising people's lifestyles into the next best version, so that we're all raising our vibration, basically. I mean, that's kind of what I do for a living, is raise people's vibrations through Tantra and through concepts, ideas, knowledge, skills that all bring people to a higher vibration so that they're happier, and then they're creating naturally a happier life because they're vibing. It's such a good match, so that anything that's of that higher vibrational match shows up instead of what they don't want. So anyway, there's so many ways to discuss this, and I just wanted to bring you that concept and let it sink in. You just got planted, a seed got planted in there. Put it in your heart and say, grow. Let's anchor it. Yes, I activate that seed in you right now, that it anchors in your body, and we just keep adding to it and keep watering it and sunshining it so that you're able to vibe higher. And it's, also a really great excuse to go do what you love. Because you just say, well, I have to raise my vibration so that I am able to attract who I want and what I want and the life I want. And I choose that. So there you go. Oh, aloha, beautiful souls. I'm so enjoying sharing with you my daily aha moments and breakthroughs. And I love it when you comment and tell me how it affects your life for the good, and, your appreciation. It's so good to hear. It's amazing the impact you have on people's lives, and that never gets communicated. So I just love hearing back, how it helps you and supports you. And, it's so amazing to be able to have support like this on YouTube, isn't it? Because, like, people pay me lots of money to consult with me. And I benefit from YouTube readers that I absolutely adore and that are amazing coaches too. And I also give back this way too, because we all benefit. Because guess what? When your vibration raises, my vibration raises. When my vibration raises, anybody who I come into contact, their vibration raises. So that's what we do for each other, because we're all connected and we all win. When vibration is raised in one person, we all win, because then we're able to like imprint off that and raise our vibration too. And that's the beauty around being around positive people and inspirational people. So we can all elevate and evolve together as a group, as a community, as a tribe, as a planet. And that's what the whole ascension movement is all about. So, yes, let us enjoy it and be in our joy. Let's live off of the energy of joy, and put aside the energies of have to and obligation or pushing or working. I want all those words to be outdated, so that we're just in our joy and we're doing things because we enjoy it, and it's more of a playground instead of a work ground. Yes, I activate and invoke that for planet Earth in an easeful way, in grace. May joy anchor itself into planet Earth in a brand new, powerful way, so that we become refamiliarized with joy, joy, joy. Yay. How many of you agree with me on that? Yes. Thank you. Aloha.